This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspect on the run after ex-lover hacked to death. Up to late Monday afternoon, the Trelawney police were seeking a man in connection with the brutal murder of his estranged lover who was hacked to death on her yam farm on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as a 41-year-old farmer Garcia Williams, affectionately called Julie, who lived in Mendestown, Trelawney. Police report that about 9:15 a.m., Williams had an altercation with her ex-lover while she was working on her farm. It is alleged that Williams ran after she was attacked by the man who was armed with a machete, but she did not get far before he caught her and used the weapon to inflict a single chop wound to her neck. The attacker then escaped from the scene on foot. Residents claimed that jealousy was the motive for the incident. When the news arrived on the scene Monday afternoon, a larger group of people was seen still milling around a short distance from the crime scene in the small farming community. Sydney Williams, a cousin of the deceased and who also cultivates yam near to her farm, recounted that on Monday morning he was alerted by a resident that she had gone missing. He said that shortly after a police team accompanied by other residents went in search of the missing female farmer, he became curious when he heard her dog barking continuously on the plot of land she farmed. This morning, one of my cousins came and told me she heard that the man was beating Julie and they went to search and didn't find her. I told her to report it at the police station in Wait a Bit. The police went in search and I went to my field and heard Julie's dog continue barking. I said something funny because I knew the dog don't leave her. When me hold down my head, I saw a green shirt. Me called the other girl and told her, Williams said. People in the crowd vowed that vigilante justice would have been meted out to the suspected killer had he been caught. Right now, if they catch him, is another murder again. I hope the police are first to capture him and do their job because the residents are riled up now. If they catch him this morning, they would have killed him, one person in the crowd told the news. Councillor Desmond Smith of the Jamaica Labour Party condemned the killing. Very unfortunate to hear of this very heartrending incident. I would like to ask our men to stop killing our women. Women are the ones who keep the family together. It is very sad. I hope that this bad incident don't reoccur around here, he said. The councillor appealed to individuals to seek counseling whenever they are confronted with domestic problems. Whenever people are going through their difficulties, they don't seem to talk. They allow it to become pent up in them. And when they can't hold it any longer, they tend to take it out in these kinds of ways and forms, said Smith. I think the community elders, family members, JPs should be able to see when their loved ones, their family members are going through these things. Normally, these things don't just happen overnight. You hear a man having a problem with his woman and you see him acting strange and depressed. I think family members, church people, leaders in the community need to start playing active roles in trying to counsel these people. Talk to them once they know they are going through problems, he said. After recording the second lowest number of murders across the island last year, the murder count in the parish now stands at 4, following a triple killing early January. It is only the beginning of the year. We were the second lowest parish where murders were concerned last year, and to see this year we got a triple murder in the north and now this in the south, I am very disturbed, Smith said. Man shot by gunmen on Red Hills Road. Police have confirmed that there was a shooting on Red Hills Road, St. Andrew, near St. Richard's Primary School. Details are still sketchy, but it is understood that a man was attacked and shot by gunmen at a bus stop just outside the school premises. It is believed that the shooting is a continuation of an ongoing war between men from different sections of the Red Hills Road area in the St. Andrew North Police Division. Up to press time, the condition of the injured man was not ascertained. 3 children saved from burning house on Red Hills Boulevard. Lilith Lennon thanked God for extending mercy to her and her family Monday evening as firefighters from Halfway Tree Fire Station put out a blaze that destroyed her 6-bedroom house and a home-based business run by herself and her daughter on Red Hills Boulevard in St. Andrew. Her daughter Paula Porter shared that she was inside her room with the children when she smelled the smoke and went to check for the source. When she realized what was happening, she ran back into the room, grabbed the children, and escaped through a back door. The devil is a liar, Lennon yelled before relating that the fire started just after 5 p.m. on her veranda, where she had stored the goods such as clothing and plastic slippers. She tried to douse the fire with water, she said, but it spread quickly. "Me never see one fire blaze so yet. The mosquito destroyer turned over and catch the curtain outside. By the time I run out there, the settee was on fire. I started to throw water, but the plastic slippers started to blaze, and the fire just went zoops into the ceiling," Lennon said. "The more we throw water, it went up into the ceiling. I never see something escalate so fast before. We have an online store and I sell downtown too. Me come in and me see the mosquitoes were plenty in the house, and I go clean out the house," she explained. "Me I try to be strong. We don't know where we will sleep tonight," she said. Lennon told the news that her daughter had just bought supplies including diapers and baby food for her 2-year-old son, but those all went up in flames. According to Lennon, the house was valued more than $40 million and the goods over $1.5 million. Accused car thief hospitalized after being shot in Manchester. Police have confirmed that a man has been hospitalized after he was shot in Top Coffee Grove near Belfield in Manchester on Monday. Head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Lloyd Darby told the news that investigators were in the community trying to ascertain details surrounding the shooting. Unconfirmed reports suggest that a man was shot after he allegedly attempted to steal a motor vehicle in the area. 2 suspects held a firearm seized in Bamboo double murder probe. Police have taken 2 suspects into custody and seized an illegal firearm in connection with last Thursday's gruesome double murder in Bamboo, St. Anne. 3 men were shot, 2 fatally, when a gunman entered a bar in the normally quiet community and opened gunfire. One of the deceased was identified as the 35-year-old carpenter, Quilando Facey, of Tatchfield District in Philadelphia, Brownstown in the parish. The other man is known only as Andre, otherwise called Bread, from Lilyfield in Bamboo. Commanding officer for St. Anne's Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell told the news that swift investigations into the incident led to the capture of the 2 men. A motive has not yet been established, but we have the 2 in custody pending interrogation, SSP Powell said. The St. Anne's Bay Police had reported that shortly after 9 p.m., the men were among patrons at a bar when a gunman entered and opened gunfire before fleeing. Following the shooting, 3 men were found suffering from bullet wounds. They were rushed to the hospital where Facey and the man known as Andre were pronounced dead. The other man was admitted. DPP not pleased with a cop in video. She knows better, says Llewellyn. Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn is not pleased with a policewoman who made a video calling on her to review a ruling that the cop should be charged. The policewoman, a detective sergeant, in a social media post made allegations against the current and the former senior members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. In one of the allegations, she claimed that the DPP ruled last year that she should be charged, but the police are saying the ruling was made last Thursday. She asked that Llewellyn look back on the file. "I am calling on you, ma'am, to take a look at my file, either personally or in the event that you are too busy. Ask one of your competent deputies to peruse my file to see if there is justification for me to be charged," the cop said in the video. But Llewellyn said the policewoman was very inappropriate. "She knows it better. She has an attorney. The attorney is supposed to write to us. You know what kind of floodgates you can open. She must do it the right and the proper way," the DPP told the news. "If, for example, a police officer, an investigator, or the top brass don't agree with a ruling, and it has happened, they write to me and ask us to review it. Simple." Recalling the matter, Llewellyn said the woman lives with her boyfriend, who was arrested and charged and placed before the court for possession and dealing in ganja. She said the police now wanted to know if the woman sergeant should also be charged. She lives there with her boyfriend and must know what was going on, said Llewellyn, adding that the boyfriend claimed he had a license for the ganja but could not produce it. Man murdered on Russell Road. A man was killed during a shooting incident on Russell Road yesterday afternoon. The Constabulary Communications Unit, the information arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, confirmed the shooting but had no details on the incident. The JCF has reported that 132 people have been murdered in the first 29 days of January, an increase of 2.3% when compared to the corresponding period last year when 129 people were killed. Westmoreland topped the police divisions with a 600% increase with 14 murders, while St. James had the dubious distinction of the most murders overall with 29. These divisions are followed by the St. Catherine North with 12 and the St. Catherine South with 11, which represents an 83% increase over the corresponding period last year. There has been a 33% increase in St. Andrew Central Division. Other crimes such as robbery, shootings, rape, and a break-in have been trending down, the JCF said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.